Hello again, and welcome to the 12th edition of my video rant. As you guys might be able to see, I'm wearing the other version of my bar mitzvah jersey from 10 years ago. I didn't really show you guys the logo last week, so take a look at it now. You see, it says, I scored big at Matt's bar mitzvah. Yeah. If you want one, they're on sale for $5. Just let me know, and I'll ship it to you. You might also notice I cut my hair and shaved off the first round playoff beard because the series is over. Flyers won. Yes, excellent. So I'm a little cleaned up this week. Not as many comments to get to, only 4 this time around, but there's some pretty good ones, and I got a lot to say about each of them, so let's get started. First off, we have Reed La 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 and La is back. He says, Dewey, who would you rate the toughest hockey player in the NHL? P.S. I think I how him $3,000. Okay, I think he meant owe him $3,000, but I guess I'll let that. I won't chide you for your grammar since you're in middle school. $3,000 now. What the hell are you doing to lose all this money? You got to answer that for me. I still don't know. Please tell me. How was a 14-year-old losing all this money? Oh, man, that's pretty bad. As for the intelligent part of your comment, who was the toughest player in the NHL? It's a good question. Well, I Googled that, and an ESPN 2007 player survey said George Laraque. He got over 50% of the vote, and you know what? I agree. It is George Laraque. I looked at his fights at hockeyfights.com because he's certainly what you'd call an enforcer, and he had 13 fights this year. Not necessarily one of the highest totals, but that's because he's selective. He only fights at the real heavyweights. And viewers on the website voted him the winner 11 times. And the other 2, it was a draw, they called it. So you could say he really didn't lose a fight this year. And I tell you, he fights heavyweights, and there's no question he fights heavyweights. Look, 2 of those fights were against Big Donald Brashear, 2 of them against Riley Cote, 2 of them against Brian McGrattan. So there's no question Laraque is probably the league's best fighter and the toughest guy as a result. So there you go, George Laraque. Next up we have I'm So Real is back after a couple week absence, I guess. In response to your stick comment, IMO, the best sticks out there right now are the Bauer 195 and Vapor Quadruple X, along with Easton's S17 Ellipse Stealth. Warriors are only good if you get the top model, and they're just innovatives under a new company. Synergies always have had durability issues, breaking right at the flex points. RBKs suck. How about Danny Briere earning his paycheck? Point-a-game player in the playoffs. Okay, well, this is obviously someone that knows their stuff about sticks, because those are some pretty interesting facts there. Thank you for that knowledge. I didn't know most of that stuff, but one thing I did know for sure, synergies are weak. You're right. I've heard of them breaking a lot. I know someone who broke it the first time he used it, and he's not an NHL player who gets a stack of 12 every month. This is a regular guy, and so that stinks. I know they had a 30-day money-back policy where if your synergy broke in the first 30 days you got it, then you could send it back to the company. I think a policy like that shows that Easton put out a faulty product knowing, crap. It's not a durable stick. Nice job, Easton. As for your other comment about Danny Briere, yeah, he's earning his paycheck now. Point-a-game player in the playoffs, and he's been showing a rough side too. He's been getting in scraps. He's been getting down and dirty, doing the muck work that a lot of the tougher guys usually do. So good job, Briere. Yeah, 11 as a point-a-game player. He's been better than that. He's 11 points in 7 games. He's almost a point and a half game a player. Good job, Briere. Keep it up. Now we have another comment from I'm So Real. Oh, and what's your opinion of the Washington Post article about Flyers fans? As much as I love Ovechkin, even though he leads the series in hits, he's playing more like Sidney Crosby. Pussy. And he has a link to this article. Well, first, I'd say even though, of course, you didn't like Ovechkin because of how he just played against the Flyers, I still like him as a player, and I hate Sidney Crosby. And I do think Sidney Crosby is a pussy, so please don't insult Ovechkin by calling him Sidney Crosby. And as for the article, yeah, Mike Wise, yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Keep whining. The Capitals aren't physical enough to match up with the Flyers. Big whoop. Cry me a river. Wah. That's why they lost. That's why the Flyers won. There's something. Maybe you should call George McPhee and tell him to get some more toughness next year, and then maybe they won't get knocked out of the first round. Love how people complain. It's the truth, though. Do something about it. It's only, yeah. Finally, we get to Shantzface, who says, even though they lost the Game 7 in a poor showing, the Bruins had to show you a lot of heart. Admit it! With a few key moves in the offseason, they could be on to something. You just might be right, Mr. Shantzface. The Bruins did a great job in pushing the Habs to Game 7, and yeah, I know they lost, but I don't think, I thought they were done after 5 games, so for them to win Games 5 and 6 with their backs against the wall was pretty impressive. And this team definitely has a bright future. A lot of their core is 30 or under, like especially they have the real young guys like Milan Lucic, Phil Kessel, Patrice Bergeron, Mark Stewart, Dennis Weidman, some good players. And then you have the grizzled veterans like Marco Sturm, Zdeno Chara, Mark Savard, outstanding players, and they're all around 30. They're not that old, so they should be good for a long time, most definitely. What they do need, you mentioned changes. Yes, they need some changes. They need more scoring and maybe some more veteran leadership, considering how young of a team it is. They will get some more scoring next year when Patrice Bergeron comes back. He only played 10 games after Randy Jones hit him from behind, and he got knocked silly and suffered some severe concussion. Sorry about that. Oh, Randy Jones already apologized. I don't need to. But, yeah, Bergeron will be back next year. He'll definitely chip in 25, 30 goals. Well, that's the phone ringing, so looks like I got to go. See you guys later.